Ahoy, crew members. Today we have an interview between Jesse Lee Peterson and rapper Miss Proper. I'll pause periodically to point out logical fallacies and contradictions. If you enjoy classic Jesse Lee Peterson interviews, hit like and subscribe. Let's go.
Today I'm talking to a rapper, Miss Proper. Miss Proper is here. She's a songwriter, recording artist, as I said, rapper. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Should blacks be into their blackness or morality? You know, becoming a good man or a good woman and treating people the way you would like to be treated.
Both.
I'm noticing that blacks are into their blackness.
You can be into your blackness and still be a moral person.
How?
I'm a moral person. I don't break laws. I don't abuse people. I don't.
Are you into your blackness?
Yeah, I love being black. I mean, I'm multiracial, but hey, I've been treated just black my whole life. That's how
When
I
you say
grew up.
multiracial, what do you mean?
I'm also part German.
Part German?
Mm-hmm.
Your father?
No, on my mother's side, her mother.
Really? Amazing. And so, is it possible to be into what's right and be into black?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Just because, you know, there's 50 million posts about what blackness is doesn't mean that, oh, I'm going to agree with that. There are black leaders where I may listen to a lecture, as they call it, or when they're speaking, but that doesn't mean I believe everything that comes out of their mouth. I'll take Farrakhan for an example. I don't agree with everything he says, you know,
he's an
but
evil guy.
depending on, he can be. He does say some bad stuff, I go on.
Let's start with the opening premise, because this is where the whole thing already goes sideways. The framing of blackness versus morality is a false dichotomy. Jesse sets it up as if emphasizing racial identity necessarily conflicts with moral behavior. Miss Proper pushes back by saying you can embrace black identity and be moral. Fine, but notice what happens next. Neither side actually defines what blackness means in practical terms. Is it culture, politics, shared experience, aesthetic? Because without a definition, this turns into semantic shadowboxing. You can't argue whether identity conflicts with morality if identity itself is undefined. That's a category error. They're arguing vibes instead of principles. Morality is about behavior. Identity is descriptive. Treating them as competing values is a philosophical mismatch from the jump.
You know, I don't know what you think about the Black Lives Matter movement. I noticed that ever since the fallen Messiah left the White House, they seem to start... You know who the fallen Messiah is?
Who is the fallen Messiah?
Barack.
Why? Oh my God, okay.
But ever since he left the White House, they kind of fade away. I don't hear a lot about them at all now.
As far as, you may not hear more about it because it's not in the national news, but they're still very active. So if you follow the movement, then...
Do you believe, as I do, that they're a far left, liberal, radical, agitated, evil organization that was founded by black lesbians and black homosexuals and social justice warriors? And that they're worse than the KKK?
Why are they're worse than the KKK?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Why
I
not?
do not agree with that.
Do you agree with the organization?
Yeah, I do definitely believe Black Lives Matter.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, do you agree with the organization Black Lives Matter?
The actual organization itself,
yeah.
as far as finding justice, yes.
Really?
Yes.
You
Now,
don't
there's a
look
lot
like-
of people that,
You don't look like you would agree. You're too reasonable to agree with them.
hey, that's why I say you can be into your blackness and still have morality.
But the point is that they're teaching the young people to hate. The KKK never taught young people to hate. I don't know if they taught white people to hate young, but the Black Lives Matter, who says they care about black lives, are teaching other blacks to hate. Black Lives Matter is running around and killing the souls of black people
I don't think they're doing that.
by making them hate.
No, you can't make someone feel hate. You, again.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
No, then if they're making someone hate, then that person or that parent or whoever it is, they need to do some more internal soul searching. Because there's nothing. You could have every person of Black Lives Matter right here. And if they say something I don't agree with, or they could say all these negative things, it's not going to make me
But
feel
young
hatred.
kids don't have that same strength and insight. If they look up to Black Lives Matter, and Black Lives Matter blaming white folks for their problems or saying, this is why you're doing something, young kids are going to believe into that. And then they become angry at the white people and their lives are screwed up.
Well, I think that opens up the door for another conversation then. There should be no one outside of the home that has more influence on a child's life than the parents.
But they're coming from single parent homes.
That doesn't mean anything. There's a lot of single women and men out here doing their thing and raising stand-up children.
Where?
All over the place.
Like where?
So every single parent out here is having hoodlum little bad kids that are filled with hatred and they don't have a soul.
Well, I'm sure there are exceptions to the rule, but you have, according to the Washington Examiner, you have 77% of black babies born out of wedlock with black women who were born in this country. And so those black kids are going to grow up and listen to people like Black Lives Matter blaming white folks, and that's going to be an issue.
That's not necessarily true, though.
What's not necessarily true?
As far as if they preach hate, everyone that follows Black Lives Matter is not full of hate.
Really?
No.
I've not met one that's full of love.
Hi.
Well, you're the first.
I like being the first.
Now the Black Lives Matter segment is a textbook Motti and Bailey fallacy. Jesse attacks BLM as an organization, its ideology, rhetoric, and outcomes. Miss Proper responds by defending the idea of justice and saying not everyone who supports BLM agrees with everything it does. That's the dodge. When criticized, BLM suddenly becomes a vague moral sentiment, justice, accountability, human dignity. But when promoted, it's a very specific movement with leaders, demands, slogans, and policy pressure. You don't get to retreat to a harmless slogan when challenged and then advance radical claims when unchallenged. If you want to defend BLM, defend its actual positions and consequences, not the Hallmark card version of it.
Do you ever hear, you mentioned alt-right?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard them say hate black people and blame black people for their problems?
Well, their whole purpose right now is their fear of not preserving their race, or so to speak, or their power, or whatever they have a problem with. So that says enough right there.
And why are they concerned about that?
You have to ask them. I don't know.
Do you know that white people are under attack by blacks and Hispanics and others?
No.
Yeah. They remember when they had the knockout game where blacks were going around knocking white people out, robbing them, laughing about it?
Was it just white
killing
people,
them?
though?
Yeah, most of the part white people. Now, there may be
No,
some
that was
other,
a definitely wrong game.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit there and agree with that, but
Right.
I don't feel like they're under attack. I just walked in here and there was like a bunch of white people, no bodyguards. I didn't attack anybody, and I don't think they
But
were afraid.
overall, white people are under attack. The white man has been accused of everything that's wrong with everybody else.
Do you think that the white man has done everything right for the country, not just for themselves?
White Americans have done right in that they created the greatest country on this side of heaven. You would agree to that, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Go America. I'm an American.
Right, and so you do agree that white people founded and created the greatest country on this side of heaven, right?
Well, they didn't build this country, so they can't take all the credit.
They did build it.
As a slave, not indentured servants, slaves.
But there were slave owners who paid their, some of them paid
Yeah,
too.
but that was rare and far in between. The average life of a slave, they weren't getting paid and going to cash their checks every 2
But
weeks.
do you think the black slave owners paid their slaves that was here in this country?
I don't know what they did, but they shouldn't have had slaves at all.
But let's go back to, we do agree that it's because of the white man that we have the greatest country in the world, right?
It's because of a multiplicity of people and races that we have the greatest country. You
But do
cannot
you-
give that to one person.
Do you agree that it was the white man who founded the country?
No, because there were like whole families and stuff living here before white people even got here. So if anything, if we really want to get down to the nitty gritty, let's thank the Native Americans for everything that they
They
did.
didn't do anything. They were sitting around smoking peyote, and they weren't building anything.
They were minding their
They
business,
were-
living a happy life.
No, they living out in the land, but it wasn't even
So-
America at the time. It was just open land. And the white
But they didn't ask for that. If that's what they wanted, if that's what made them happy, what's wrong with that?
Are you grateful that white Americans built the great country on this side of heaven?
They didn't build it.
Amazing. Are you happy that they founded the greatest country on this side of heaven?
Sometimes.
But not all the time?
No, sometimes I feel a certain type of way because of how I'm treated in this country.
And how you're treated by white people?
Well, now, even Hispanics in LA, but yeah,
Who treats you worse, Hispanics or white people?
white people.
How do they treat you?
Oh, it's just the condescending talk. I'm not saying all, just my interactions that I've
Right.
had. The condescending talk, I mean, literally before we moved, we had a drunk driver, a white drunk driver hit the car, hit us from behind. So by default, you're wrong. You're drunk and you hit someone. We're in a white area, 2 white cops were there. He's in the back of the police car. I'm with my little brother. He's calling us all types of N-words. The cops are laughing. And then when they write out the report, they write it like it's our fault. So we couldn't even get anything from insurance. This was a drunk man that hit us from behind. Like,
were you guys acting out or something? Because blacks tend to carry on when they stopped.
Absolutely not. I stood there because, for one, it was dark. We already know this area that we were in is Colonial Heights. You know how the police officers there, and like I said, I had my little brother with me. I'm not gonna do anything to put my little brother in harm's way. But we stood there, and my brother was in disbelief. He had never been in a situation like that before.
But that's not all white people. It's not even majority.
I'm not speaking about all. I said from my experiences. You said who's treated me worse. Yeah. I've had more negative encounters with white people than Hispanics.
Do white people have a right to organize and protect themselves and fight for their rights as well?
What rights are different than ours? Aren't we all Americans and have the same rights?
Well, I don't see as many being killed by black cops, but according to all of the stats, blacks are killing whites and robbing and raping them more so than whites are doing it to black in a large number. So they have to protect themselves from the blacks. But should white people be organizing, since they're so under attack by the people of color, should they organize to protect themselves?
If you have someone of any race attacking you or your family, you have the right to protect yourself. I will leave it at that. But do you need to go to the store and say, you know what, these daggone black people, they're Black Lives Matter, they're gonna be here and I'm gonna show them? No, nobody's coming to bother you just because someone's walking around in a circle saying Black Lives Matter. Sticks and stones may break bones, words don't hurt. What are you doing all that for? If you have to get a gun because you're afraid of what someone's talking about, you are weak.
But they do have a right to organize and protect themselves.
Yeah, it's an American right to organize. That's a right.
And that's not racist, right?
Organizing? No, that's not racist. If anything, depending on what their cause is, it might be prejudice. They may say things that are stereotypical, but not racist. Racism is a system.
I've noticed that blacks hate whites more than whites hate blacks. Why is that?
I think that just might be the people that you've encountered.
No, I see it and hear it all the time, everywhere.
I meet a lot of black people and they don't say that they hate white people. Like,
do you love white people?
Do Black Lives Matter?
Do you love white people?
I love all people.
Do you love white people?
I love all people.
Do you love white people?
I love all people.
How about white people?
I love all people.
But I'm only asking about whites.
Do I love them?
Do you love white people?
Are they included with all?
No, I'm just only asking about white people. Do you love white people?
Do Black Lives Matter?
That's not what I'm asking.
I want to know.
No,
because
that
what I'm saying is no different from all lives matter.
No. I'm asking you, do you love white people?
I love all people. And if you want to put them in all, then
I'm not asking about all. Do you love white people?
I love all people.
This last stretch is where the contradictions really pile up. Miss Proper dismisses the idea that white people are under collective attack while simultaneously validating racial grievance as legitimate for everyone else. That's a double standard. Either group identity matters, or it doesn't. You don't get selective group consciousness. Then there's the repeated I love all people response. Sounds nice, but it functions as moral deflection. Jesse is asking about specific attitudes toward a specific group. Responding with universal love avoids the question without answering it. Finally, personal anecdotes are used as proof of systemic patterns. That's anecdotal evidence inflation, emotionally compelling, logically weak. Individual experiences don't establish nationwide causation. Good conversation, but the reasoning? Soft in all the predictable places.
Opportunity these days as whites do?
These days, I don't know if they have all of the same. I think that they may have more than the past, and sometimes we don't necessarily know that. But to say all, no. I don't think we have all the same.
What is they have the same, you don't think that blacks have the same opportunity that whites have now?
Well, sometimes you have to look at going back to like the single parent household. By default, if you compare a child born in a single parent household, just talking about like financial type of opportunities, compared to someone who came from a lineage with money and a trust fund ready for them, they're gonna be different opportunities available. One, because of the money. Two, because of the people that they probably know and things and so on and so forth.
And whose fault is that?
Depends on the economic status as well. That has a lot to do with it. So you could have both parent households, and if one is poor and one is rich, it's going to be different. Your circles are different.
What is your opinion of black men or men, period?
Men are men. I love black men. I mean,
What is a man?
what is a man? It's a stand-up guy. He's a protector. He's a provider. He opens up the doors, you know, like he's a man. He's a leader of.
Do you see that happening with the black men that around?
The black men around me, absolutely. All of the black men around me are leaders.
They're like that?
Absolutely.
And do you think most black men are like that?
Yes. I just think it's not displayed as much because it's easier to talk about the bad stuff.
Is it hard being a black woman in the black community?
No.
Do black men respect black women?
Sometimes there's a disconnect from what I've seen. I've never had a problem with black men, but just from some of my female friends in their relationships, sometimes there's maybe the value isn't there. They don't see the value of the black woman as much sometimes.
And why
but
is
that's
that?
not. Oh, I have absolutely no. I'm not a black man. I don't know.
Have you never asked why do black men tend to hate black women?
No, because the black men around me love black women.
I've noticed that most black men, not all, that most are like their mothers. And so I've noticed that most black men and women hate their mothers.
No way. What black people do you talk to? Black people, we gonna love our mama and our grandma if we don't love anything else.
And why is that?
Because those are probably the ones that are taking care of you.
But they're loving their mothers and grandmothers by voice and not by choice. Because what happened is that the mothers and grandmothers are so impatient. You know, they yell at you, they impose on you, they try to control you as a kid. And you become angry, and as you know, you become like who you hate. If you're angry at your mother, you take on her personality and you lose yours. And so now you're growing up angry and impatient and acting just like your mother. And so that's why most black men and women are like their mothers rather than themselves. And so that's not loving, that's hating.
I've never come across someone who feels like they're forced to love their mom
But they
or their
they
grandma.
might not.
I was not in a household where like I'm being yelled at by my grandma or my mom. So I didn't develop that kind of hate to relate to that question.
But they might not realize, because when you are angry at someone, you feel love for them. You become attracted to what you hate.
Why are they angry?
Because the mothers were so impatient with them while growing up. And then in many cases, turning them away from their fathers. And as you know, the worst thing that can happen to kids is to turn them away.
That's enough of this one. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. Same time tomorrow sound good? Till then, ta-ta.